What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes. Welcome back. Another episode in my FIFA 17 Path to Power. As you can see, it only took one go for all of my League One players to sell on. Why is that? Well, one, because I picked him up for a good price, and I still listed him for a good price. But two, it is because of the squad builder challenges, which is exactly what I'm looking at right now. So that is the first one on the screen. It's gosh, what is it? I can't even remember what the E-axis, but you get the kits and you get something else for doing it. But we're going to be doing a lot of the squad builder challenges over the next couple days. Well, this episode a little bit, tomorrow a little bit, and then Monday probably a little bit more. Why? Because I really enjoy it. And two, because I think now is a good time to do it. Yes, you'll be able to pick up players potentially cheaper once the game actually drops to sell them on. But you also will have a harder time selling them. And right now, remember at the start of this episode, we have about 25,000 coins. Just remember that. So I'm going out right now and I'm looking for League One players because League One players are really quite good to do the Squad Builder Challenge with. There are a lot of them that come up that with the different nationalities from the League One work out quite nicely with. So I'm just throwing in some open bids on low prices, hoping for the best, hoping to go ahead and snag them before I head on into a match. And on my main account, I've done I think I've done all of them except maybe the special Janvico and the special Jonas ones, but I ended up with more coins and some pretty solid players than when I started, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I thought, okay, let's test how this works out with Path to Power, right? Because there aren't any FIFA points being spent on this account. I'm not going into the drafts and getting players that way. I'm just going out and very simply trying to build up my coin total, whether that be playing games, which is generally what I would recommend. But the squad builder, they're so fun, is really what it is for me. I don't know how the frequency that EA will continue to release new ones, but hopefully it will work out well. And those of you guys that open a lot of packs with FIFA points that usually just discard everything so you can open the next pack, I'd encourage you to send them all to your or send the cards to your club, because you can trade in 11 non-rare gold players for 2 rare players. Yes, they are untradeable, but you have a chance. It's basically like re-rolling the dice, right? You're like doubling down on it, saying, okay, I know that I've gotten all these non-rares, and if I discard all of these cards, I'll get 3,300 coins. Assuming you get about 300 coins per card, you discard 11 cards, you get about 3,300 coins. Now, you have a chance to get 2 rare cards. Would you reroll? Worst case scenario, you would get 2 discard value cards that would be combined for 1,200 coins. And yes, you would take the 2,000 loss. But if you get someone decent, and the question is, will you use your untradeable cards? Would you... For me personally, I think this year especially, I'm going to want a ton of untradeable cards to just build my club. And honestly, I think for me, untradeable cards are a good thing, because that means that I can't trade them away even if I want to. And it gives me, first owner is something that people talk about as being a lot of fun and really a nice idea is the way that I look at it. But this year, with the way some of the untradeable stuff works out from the prizes, I feel like that is something I'm going to be really sniffing around. But we went into the Foot Champions. I went looking. I didn't realize EA just did away with tournaments altogether. So it looks like there's a new daily tournament every time, which is just fantastic for Path to Power. I couldn't be happier with that, because it gives me something consistent to do. And it's part of the reason I feel like I end up taking breaks from FIFA is because I feel like there's not enough daily challenges or weekly challenges for me to keep kind of wanting to grind away. But with the new daily tournaments and stuff like that, it really is if they get unique prizes as well, and they offer up unique opportunities, and especially playing in the weekend leagues and the coin totals and everything you can get from that, there's a lot of room to grind and a lot of reason to this year. Limbombe getting free, shooting it across the face, a goal, going out for a corner, 1-0, 58th. We did score from a corner before off of a bit of a deflection. Taravel, though, no deflection needed this time, going to nod it past the keeper, making it 2-0 in the 58th minute, which is a good start to this knockout cup. Anyways, I think that trading in your, especially once FIFA gets further along, maybe not so much in the beginning, but trading in all your non-rares for consistently untradeable rares, like for me, that's just awesome. And I think it's really, really cool and really, really fun, especially if you play a lot of draft and end up getting players packs where, you know, you get the one with 3 rares and all non-rares, or however you may be, jumbo packs, mega packs. You're going to get a bunch of non-rares. Some of them are going to sell, yes. Others you're going to look at discard value, and sometimes you'll need the coins, but sometimes you're going to be like, I'll roll the dice. And I know I can be, especially with something like FIFA, I'll probably be a bit of a gambler and go that direction. So 9-0-1, which should be 10-0, is our record right now, thanks to that early disconnect from EA. That is still something that is grinding on me a little bit. It's something that I wish I'll eventually get past it. Well, I mean, I'm more or less past it, but you can see we need a few more cards to fill out the early access challenge. And really, I realized that I already had the proper team chemistry because it was minimum of 50, and I could just throw whatever golds in and whatever places that I wanted. So that is exactly what I decided to go out and do. And I'm not quite sure what I was looking for this one. I decided to go to the 50. Oh, you know, it had to be a certain squad rating. So your player it has to be like 78 or higher or something like that. So that's why I went out and I was looking for cards near 80 rated. That's what it was. All right, I'm on it, guys. Don't worry. So I'm just throwing on some open bids right now for some cheap-ish players so I can complete this challenge. Remember, 25k coins to start the episode. Don't just remember that for today. Remember that for tomorrow's episode of Path to Power, as well as it will impact kind of a quick study on the effectiveness of the squad builder challenges, because some of the packs are definitely tradable. And my original thought, and like on my main account, I just kept everything because I was like, well, maybe I'll be able to use this for a challenge in the future. But in Path to Power, where the coins are really kind of necessary, and we only have one squad right now, we still have to go out and build another squad. I'm going to sell on a lot of the silver stuff. Also, a lot of the silver stuff is selling right now. So I think it's a good opportunity to, you know, kind of make the most of that. But I'm also hoping that I might pack a player that will be useful for me in the future, or a player that'll inspire me to build a certain squad. So fingers crossed that works out. I looked at the EA Access kit, but frankly, I like the Kygo kit better, and the color scheme is too similar to displace the Major Laser kit, so we're going to have to wait to change that up for a little while. That Kygo kit is just awesome, though. I mean, it's just such a clean kit, and it's got like a little bit of fun with like a spray painty type feel on the back, so I really, really like the kit. Open up another gold pack and a steaming pile of mediocrity. Vitolo, though, actually a really decent non-rare, and ups the value. There are definitely challenges. So if you get non-rare Brazilian, French, Spanish, maybe even German players, I would recommend keeping them for some of the challenges. Or maybe even Argentinian as well, or Argentine. I think those nations are really quite good for completing a lot of these early challenges. And I'll go through all of the challenges with you guys on here. You don't have to copy my teams exactly. You can if you want to. But realistically, my goal is to show you guys kind of a thought process behind it so you can figure out for yourselves how to go about doing these challenges. With that said, I have full faith that you guys would be able to knock these out yourselves nice and easy. So put in a 150 coin or starting price for the backline challenge. Left back, 2 center backs, a right back, and a goalie all have to be from the same nation. Their overall rating does not matter. So I'm just tossing out the 150 bids right here. for a bunch of players from Argentina. I like using Argentina for this because the Argentine League is indeed in FIFA. So there are a lot of nation-specific players in there that are not super highly desirable, making them just super, super easy to pick up. So that is indeed what we did. Head back into, back to the League of Nation Basics is what it's called. So one defensive nation. And I went and I had a gander at the 2 leagues, 2 nations, to see, and it's nationalities minimum of 2, leagues minimum of 2. So another very, very easy one to complete. And really at this point, we were just waiting for everything to sell on and open a bronze pack for fun, because why not? There is always the bronze pack method, and I see a lot of people actually talk about this as a really effective method. If you pack a player like Emre Moore out of a bronze pack, like totally worth it. That card sells for like 20,000 coins or something like that as a bronze. He's got over 80 pace and over 80 dribbling, 4-star skills, set as a striker for Dortmund. Like, you just really can't ask for anything more in a bronze player. So if you get a card like that, it's totally going to be worth it. If you don't, you can, kind of go back and forth building things up. You can always trade these bronze cards in for a few non-rare silvers using the upgrade squad builder thing. You can then trade those once you get enough in for some non-rare golds, and you can trade the non-rare golds in for rare golds if you want. But that is a serious process and a serious grind to undertake, and not something that I'm particularly interested in. We do pick up some cards right here, which is great. Stepanenko and a few others. Just going to go ahead and throw them all to the club. Really, though, we're waiting on these Argentine players to sell 13 seconds. And like on my main account, I think I used Dutch players because I had a bunch, and you can pick up Dutch players from the Eredivisie. Same principle, very, very cheap, though they're a little bit more desirable because there are some, we'll call them more interesting foot cards in Ultimate Team in the Eredivisie. But it's still like same principle applies. The like lower rated defenders you're going to be able to get for 150 coins 10 times out of 10. And if you can't, leave a comment and let me know, because I will be utterly shocked and in complete disbelief. So we're going to go ahead and do the, this is the One Nation one. And I remember this, so we'll just go ahead and toss on Argentina. Throws your players up there. Squad challenge is complete. Go ahead and submit that bad boy. And we get the one bronze player pack. I would recommend you also go ahead and open your packs right away rather than saving them, because there's a chance the players that you open in packs are going to help you out with your next challenge. It's something that I kind of didn't think about to begin with, and was just saving up all my packs because, like, who doesn't like a little pack opening and open them all at once? But I was like, oh man, the first time that I opened a pack and got a player that would have been useful that I just gone out and bought, it was like light bulb, not going to be doing that again. So it sounds so silly to kind of mess something as basic as that up, but you live and you learn and you foot and you just keep getting on. So we'll go into the next one on the League in the Basics, which is the 2 leagues, 2 nations. And I think that's minimum 2 leagues. It's nationalities, minimum 2, leagues, minimum 2. So really, I'm just going and looking for bronze players here. And I'm going to just start tossing them in. Have a quick browse, and I see I've got quite a few Irish players. And well, I think I actually select the Spanish player. And I'm not quite sure why I did that, because I go back and select the Irish players after that. After I see I have 2 Irish mids, I'm like, oh yeah, this one has a little bit of chemistry. Right. I'm going to go ahead and toss that man in there, get that chemistry boost up, and you'll see, switch it on over. There's the guy that I'm looking for. Go all the way to the right, get the lowest rated player, because hey, the higher rated ones might sell at some point in time, though I highly doubt it. And then at this point, my team chemistry is really pretty good. And switch it over to bronze. We can toss in whoever we want, because the players are going to get their default 4 chemistry, I think, if they're in their preferred position. And that should be enough to get us over the chemistry hump, per se, in this one. We can also toss in a Japanese player or 2 and get the extra boost. Though, do I toss the rare in? I'd be shocked if I didn't. No, I did. Yeah, okay. And there we go. We've got the 56 chemistry, which is great. And submit the squad. Nice and easy. We'll be moving on to the final challenge. What is the final one? Oh my gosh, it's all like a blur for me today, guys. I feel like I've been staring at screens nonstop. Working on the companion app on my phone. I talked about that briefly in my little draft to power earlier, but doing 2 long commentaries in a day is just, it's kind of brutal. For the way, not brutal in the sense that I don't enjoy doing it, but brutal in the sense that for the way that I do things, I like talking about, you know, what's up with the day or what's currently going on. And after like a 20-minute commentary to begin with and doing another one, I feel like you hit a little bit of a wall. So when I do double uploads from now on, or triple in some cases, we'll probably still do a long, one of them will be a long one in there, but the other 1 or 2 will probably be more around that 10-minute mark. Would be what I most likely will try to aim for. So this is a multi-league squad. And again, we can use bronze players here and just throwing them in. If I see I have multiple of a certain nationality, I'm going to lean towards that. English players, you have 4 leagues potentially where English players, English bronzes are going to be in high volume. So it's a good bet to use that as a starting point. I also like using the Italian league because there are quite a few Serie B bronze players that pop up, some Serie A as well. And I see another Italian right there, so we'll go ahead and switch him on over, get that chemistry boost. Lo and behold, there are 2 English right backs in my club coming up out of nowhere. And for CM, we've got English, and then at that point, we're getting close to the chemistry goal, so it really isn't going to matter as much. Chemistry goal is 65 in this one, and we're cruising on into that. Check for a left wing. Didn't have one, so we decided to move to the striker, and oh, there you go. I've got a bunch of Englishmen, so we'll just toss them in at the left wing spot and at the right wing spot as well, and that gives me a little bit of extra chemistry, though they're still not on great. We're up over 65, and at this point, I can just toss whoever I feel like in there. So there you have it. We are in good shape there. We submit it. Our back to the basics is complete. We get another silver pack, which is always fun. Or League of Nations basics is what it's called. Keeping track of these is always going to be a little bit challenging. A premium loan player, though, I was like, oh man, this could help me decide who I want to have in my next squad as well, because making the most of loan players is just like a great idea, because it's a free player to use, which is just awesome. So I decided to open the silver pack before it so I can give myself a little bit of a drum roll. Tijayev, left back from the Russian league. We'll go ahead and add all these guys to the squad, but it's also great for something like this because I have tons of consumables now to where if I want to just roll with my Pro League squad for a tournament or 2, I can totally do that because I have the consumables to back it up. Anyways, I want to say thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. If you did enjoy it, a like or thumbs up is greatly appreciated. I'll be back with another episode of Path to Power tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. My name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.